Okay, so Marvel is apparently canceling a whole bunch of projects. Some we can speculate on, some we don't even know of. Some they might have already done, without us knowing. And to be honest, it's the right move. I don't it, them canceling these projects and stuff like that. Now, granted, most of these probably there are gonna be some that probably slips through the cracks where they're already too far in development or they're already pretty much here in a way that they can't. So those are understandable. It's the future ones where it's like, okay, cool, that ain't started good. We're not doing that. But I also feel like I was like, I don't think that it's necessarily the same as like how Max is sort of just getting rid of stuff, like how they did with Batgirl or possibly with the Coyote ACM thing. AC Acme. There we go. I don't think it's that, and I was like, that to me is way worse in a way than canceling projects when those projects are finished and they're just like, nah, we good. So I don't think it's in that mode. But it's something that Marvel needs to do. I think, uh, hell, some movies we don't even really know, but movies, I think that's a little different than shows, just because with movies, you're going to get a good amount of people to probably go watch them anyway. Just even though Marvel's been down, you're still going to get people to go watch them. But at least with those, I think it's easier. It is better to get the word of mouth to go to be like, hey, the movie is good or whatever, to get people to go see it. The real problem is really the pricing of the movie, and it's a mediocre movie. That's really what it was. Like, for instance, if it was like cheap to go to the movies, nobody would really probably give a damn that is mediocre. But it's like it's high to do that and see a movie that's not that great. That's sort of where the problem comes in. Um, but no, I think that's because I was like, they're trying to get to the goal of the Secret Wars, and we'll see how they divvy that up into movies that we're still going to have. But for the most part, I'm like, I don't see any problem with it. Um, to be honest, I think most of the shows don't. They're not needed because it's like it's either not really doing a good job of introducing the character, or it's not connecting anything at the same time, or it's not even like, like I like Hawkeye. I know it was like but at least it was like an OG Avenger passing it on, sort of like that. uh I haven't seen him in Marvel still, but I was like, I heard from people that they really liked it. um which I can understand, like that really does fit a TV show. Moon Knight the same way, which I think they're going to do season two of that. She Hulk's not going to do that, but cut it was so damn expensive. And also from hearing that it wasn't a mediocre show that didn't even balance out worthy of that. Echo, after seeing it, I was like, I thought it was good. And then after a while, in those, especially the last couple episodes, which I mean, I don't know if that it should have been a little bit longer, or do you want more longer of that? But I don't even feel like doing shows like one-off shows like that where they're on spotlight. I'm like, why? There's nothing here for it. Even stuff like I like Werewolf by Night. I was like, I really enjoyed that one. But even that, I'm like, do we need it? Is it really like what's the point if it's just there? Like, granted, if we build to things or stuff, sure, all for it. I always think the approach is sort of better of introducing a character in a movie of somebody else and then creating a show from that. Like, like we got Black Panther and we got Spider Man in other people's movies, and then when it was their turn for the movie, it's like, oh, cool, we get to see what they stuff is, what they're going on. Whereas maybe if you would have did Black Panther at the TV show, might not have hit the same way. So I'm like, if there was like another Hope like movie or something, or in a movie you see Hulk driving with his cousin, and then the wreck happens, and then she changes to She-Hulk at the beginning of the movie, and then the movie or whatever it is starts off or whatever, then we might have a little bit something different when it's like, oh, She-Hulk getting a show? That was crazy. She totally helped out Hulk and I don't know. Strange. You'd be so much more excited than just being like, oh, She-Hulk, cool, 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 cool. All right, I'll watch it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll watch it. And you have to hit it out the park with the show because it's like I gotta keep coming back week after week. Whereas a movie, one time thing, and even if it maybe not be good, I still might not be sour on the character to not see them pop up in something else. Whereas a TV show where you gotta take out time in your available day to just keep up constantly every week and all that other stuff, that's a little different in a movie. I'm gonna just say that for real. Um, and I was like, also with them, I guess canceling the movies, however you want to look at it. I mean, shows and stuff is that I think also stopping movies. So like there was like there'd probably be no Captain Marvel 3 or no Ant-Man 4, and for the most part, I'm like cool, cause and it's not that I wouldn't want more Ant-Man, but how they did Ant-Man 3 versus like I really loved Ant-Man 1, and I really like Ant-Man and the Wasp, but the third one wasn't those two. And it's not that, to me, it's not that it's a bad movie. It's not even really bad, but it's not a good Marvel movie. Because of just what you was kind of expecting, what you were sort of hoping for, what they were doing. Um, and some of that is just like they kept some of the stuff where it was just like Ant Man's character and how he was doing like his book and stuff like that, and that was great. But taking out his team and stuff like that, and then just like, all right, cool. The daughter was kind of like, okay, all right. Kang was like, all right. The Van Dyne, the mom, was just like, shade. Like, there's just like stuff there that's just like they took out what maybe was essential to also Ant Man and just sort of was just like CGI superhero thing instead of Marvel superhero kind of thing, like and sort of the same thing with the Marvels. I was like it wasn't a bad movie. I was like it was fine. I think it would have been not the Marvels. I think it would have probably been pretty good. But since the Marvels and the concept of stuff was like really good of like what the villain what the villain was talking about and stuff like that, it was a good premise. And everything else just sort of fell flat. But I was like the chemistry of the three were pretty good and stuff. So, but there was nothing there that warranted me being like, I want to see what Captain Marvel's been doing in space when it's space. It's the universe. There's infinite stuff out there. You should want to see what the hell has been going on over there. And you kind of just like, nah, I'm good. I was like, Monica Rambeau's in a whole different place. Okay, that shouldn't be the case. But I don't think that necessarily that we need another Ant Man. I think he served a purpose. I don't. There's nothing else I think they could do after how they did Quantum Mania. I think with that they sort of explored their limit of where it's like, oh, there's other people here, other races, other creatures, whatever you want to say, civilization. Cool, all right. What else is there really to explore in Quantum Mania? I was like, all right, cool. He's sort of a side character, and back at that, I don't think there's more story you could really do, especially as they propel like his daughter already to this age. Um, yeah, so I was like, and I was like, Thor 5. I was like, that I can at least see, but I was like, to me, it also sort of makes sense because I'm like, he's a god, so I'm like, his life expectancy is different, his journey's different. I was like, I think they do a better job of him in space than they do with Captain Marvel. With that. So I was like, they'll do that. Other projects that I could think of that I was like, Agatha, I think they're already done with that. And they're going to do that one. I think they're going to keep that one. I'm fine with that one. I do actually want to see that one. That seemed like that could be really good and see what they could play with. White Vision, I was never interested in that, to be honest. Um, like him popping up or being the character and other things, fine, I'm cool with that. But I wasn't really particular about him being in his own show, just because I'm like, what am I gonna really get from this? I'm not really excited about Young Avengers either. I mean, hell, at this rate, it is gonna be Avengers because they're gonna be old. But I'm not particularly excited about that. But that's because I can't figure out if like part of me is like just making a movie so it could just get over with. But then I'm like, yeah, but then building up the team, I'm like, do you want to do that as a show? And then I'm like, the 6 episode thing doesn't hit. Like you sort of like 8 gotta be the amount where like that gotta give you enough of a flesh out than 6. Um, that way things don't feel rushed, even if it is sort of taxing with how they sort of produce things in the later bits. But I'm not really. Ironheart, not really into that one either. I didn't really particularly enjoy her character in Wakanda Forever. It just kind of just seemed like I'm like, okay, cool, she's here, sure. Like there was nothing there for me to no. Um, yeah, I was like, and anything, I was like, Eternals 2. I would like to see Eternals 2. If it's, I like, don't get me wrong, I like the first Eternals. I really like that one, but I don't. I'm not excited for that as a second movie, but I would be excited to see the world of Eternals in something or doing something. So maybe figuring out a way to put that with another character and coming up with something that is like it's Eternals 2, but we combine it with this one. But yeah, I was like, yeah, just go ahead and scrap out the spots and give us stuff that we're gonna get a third Strange, which is fine with his movies. Is all I was like, his movies been good, and he actually has something that progresses to something else. Shang-Chi 2, I was like, love the movie. I was like, give us a second one. I was like, that one works with all of that with his sister and everything else. That really works. Um, I was like, I didn't particularly like Black Panther Wakanda Forever, but but it was a good movie. Go ahead and give us a third one of that. Do that there. Um, we're gonna see what how they do with X Men. We're gonna get Fantastic Four. I'm always down for Blade. Give me that there. Um, yeah, no, I was like and we're gonna get Captain America 4 or Captain Falcon as I'm going to call them, Thunderbolts, and it's another movie I can't think of it right now. And I was like, cool, I'm fine with those. But yeah, just start. I was like, and maybe I was like, look, I don't know how many slots is there between now and I guess when the next Avenger movie supposed to come out the 27th. I mean 2027, but it's 3 years away. So we get 3 movies next year, which would be 25. So 26. I guess maybe 3 other movies. We'll see if we get a Spider-Man or something like that in there. Um, yeah, man. I was like, maybe you don't. Yeah, maybe you just do a Shang-Chi 2 in there. Uh, yeah, that's the only movie I'm like, yeah, because I was like, I can't think of where Blade fits in. But anyway, I think it's a good idea that they canceling projects, that they're just scrapping everything that's not nailed down at this point. It's a good thing for them to do. They might as well. I was like, look, the way it's been going downhill, you can't really go anywhere but up, to be honest. I mean, don't get me wrong. I guess you can go further down, but at that point, everybody's already at a weakened state, and it's just like, man, I'll watch it when it comes out. What you're really trying to do is have people running to their TV, running to the theater. So that's why I was like, there's nowhere to really go with up, because we're already at a state that we're like, nah, I'll just catch it when I catch it. So I'm like, we're already at that state. You can already go pretty much up from there. But anyway, what do you think? What do you think they should cancel? Well, you hope they don't cancel. What would you rather see as a movie or a TV show? Um, what other movies that you think they will plug in between now and Avengers? You know, things like that. Anyway, let me know. Let me see. All those good things. Yada, yada, yada. Till next time. Out.